A Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. And as our gift to you, we're getting another chat with Connor Pay. We'll talk more about the bowl game. Saturday, BYU takes on Colorado. What is it going to take for the Cougars to get their 11th win of the season? We're digging into all of that ahead.
You are Locked On Cougars, your daily podcast on the BYU Cougars. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jake Hatch, your host here on Locked On Cougars, resident BYU insider. Thank you for making Locked On Cougars your first view and or listen of the day. And as always, thank you to all of you who are everydayers with us right here on your original daily podcast focused on the BYU Cougars. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. Go download the Game Time app today, create an account, use the promo code Locked On College to save $20 on your first purchase. Once again, download Game Time today. What time is it? It's game time. All right, please welcome in now BYU team captain and man who's looking a lot more dapper than I am on today's show. That's Connor Pay. Connor, I'm going to start here. We just saw that your compatriot on your 2-point conversion podcast, Chase Roberts, is officially returning to BYU next year. What are the chances you want to make a similar announcement? Ready, go.
0% chance. Because the NCAA won't let me. Yeah. I am out of eligibility, so who knows? I could try maybe. Maybe because I was out for 4 games, the moral of the story in today's age is sue the NCAA. You're going to win every time. They haven't won anything in years. So
Diego Pavia just got himself some extra eligibility. All you got to do is just file.
I could get myself a medical, but. Do I want to go through another college offseason? Do I want to play season number 6? I don't know.
No, I think all of us understand your thought process on this. And obviously, you got thousands of Cougar fans out there rooting you on as you will make the transition from BYU Cougar to insert NFL team here member. And that's going to be an exciting transition, obviously. But first things first, you guys got a big bowl game coming up. And last time we talked, you guys kind of begun preparations for Colorado. We'll get to the Colorado specific stuff momentarily, but this is a post-Christmas bowl game. So you guys have had an opportunity to have some extra practices. You got through finals without having to go and travel and finish those up on the road. How different is the feel with this type of a bowl game where it's after Christmas versus the ones you've played in previously, who I believe were all pre-Christmas bowl games?
Yeah, no, the time is the biggest difference. All right. I think, we had a lot more practices. It's almost like we've had a little mini spring ball, all over again, which great for the young guys. Mm-hmm. For the vets, sometimes it can get a little monotonous, just the same practice schedule every day, but it's been good because we've been able to compartmentalize the game plan really specifically. And, because normally we'd only have 2 padded practices to get ready for a game. We've had a lot more than that and to install the game plan, which is helpful. And then, these bowl weeks are also, you don't want to just grind the starters and guys who have played a lot down just because this is where, this is the time of year where we're beat up the most. And so, at the end of practice, you give a chance for the young guys to go against each other and show the coaches what they can do. And I think it's been a great few weeks for them to do that because obviously there's a lot of changes in college football happening in the next few months and roster spots are going to be limited. And so, giving those young guys a chance to go show what they can do at the end of our practices has been fun to watch as well. And also being done with school is a really nice thing. I'll never have to do another piece of homework again in my life, which is a pretty amazing feeling. I'll graduate here in the next couple of weeks and all my classes are done. It's all over. And that'll be nice because, we've had to some teachers would let us take them early, but most had to take their finals in the hotel at the bowl game. They set up like a mini testing center for us where we have to go take our tests and our academic staff proctors them and stuff. And it's not super fun. And so it's nice to be done with all that before we even leave.
Now, you talked about the fact having these young guys get an opportunity to go out there and perform. are you guys, as the older guys, are you kind of on the sideline like whooping it up and hollering for them, or is it just you really just kind of observing and kind of getting a feel for the next crop of talent?
I think it's both. It's
Okay.
both. Obviously, we're having a lot of fun. We want the offense to beat the defense, in practice and stuff. But at the same time, we're also kind of looking to see like, oh, who's doing really well, so who could potentially be a contributor next year, and it's so it's fun. It's fun to watch because sometimes there's some surprises. There's some guys that have been on scout team the whole year. You haven't seen much of them in a real live setting, and they go out and do really well, and it's fun.
Now, I mentioned at the outset that Chase Roberts is returning. Obviously, that's a big deal just because of his production, but can you kind of verbalize how big of a return you think that is for the offense in general to have one of your top 2 wide receivers coming back for another year?
No, I think it's huge. I think it's huge just because of the chemistry that he's already building with Jake. That's only going to improve. And with Chase, what you're going to get with him as a player. The consistency and the clutch aspect that he has, and but I think the bigger impact is going to be his leadership throughout the offseason, because I think that's really what made a difference for us this year compared to last year, is how intense and how dedicated and how focused we were all offseason long, and having a leader who understands that process come back to help probably some younger leaders, because he'll be the only captain returning, and so to help this new generation, or I guess new season of leaders, kind of understand that offseason process and how important it is, I think that will be invaluable for the team.
Last thing on the practice side of it, what have the conversations been with the coaches, obviously, because I think that they understand from their perspective, you're exiting this program. Have there been meetings where you've fed feedback to them, or are those still to come?
I think, Coach Woods and I do that all the time. Okay. So that's a pretty common thing, because we obviously we both just want, to be successful. And so obviously, as a player, he's my coach. I'm asking him all the time what I need to do better, and he's open about it. Same thing too. Like, what do you guys want during practice? Like, where do you feel like, how can we make Indy more effective? Like that type of stuff. And it's been really nice because we've been able to, be like, okay, hey, based on the film we're watching in Colorado, we're gonna be doing this block a lot. Like, can we work on that? And it's, so it helps with the practice plans and stuff. But I think a whole like program-wide exit interview, I think that'll probably come later or after the bowl game. Who knows? Maybe not at all. I don't really know how it all works.
Okay, maybe so. All right, I want to dig more into Colorado. You talk about some of the blocks and whatnot you're seeing on film. You've had a long time to really evaluate the Buffaloes. We'll dig into that momentarily as you roll on right here on Locked On Cougars. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Now, FanDuel's here for you guys to help you out, whatever you're interested in. But the NFL playoffs almost here. It's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel, as they are America's #1 sportsbook, and gear up for those playoffs. Right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250. You're there at $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel has so many ways for you to pick up a W. All of us love hitting on any bet that you happen to hit on. Players that will score touchdowns, how many points each team will score. No matter what it is always thrilling. So take advantage today. Not only can you bet on who will win the game, you also have prop bets for which players will score in a certain game, whichever way they're going to score, because maybe wide receiver takes one on an end around for a touchdown. Whatever you're interested in, they have it, and so much more. So take advantage today and visit FanDuel.com to join up. That's FanDuel.com for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, as they are an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thank you once again for being Locked On Cougars, your first view and or listen of the day. Second stanza here with Jake Hatch and obviously BYU team captain Connor Pay. And Connor, I want to talk about Colorado here. Is it do anything for you knowing that you're going up against the Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter?
Not really. Just, I think mainly more for me because I'm not going to see him, most of the game. Like,
if you see him, something's either gone really right or really wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like just the way their defense is. and stuff, just kind of the way they do things. They don't blitz the corners a ton and things like that. So I probably won't see him very often, but I mean, obviously it makes a big difference with the media aspect, right? And how many people are going to watch the game and everything that goes on with that. So it definitely will increase the media attention, I would guess. But from a down to down perspective, it doesn't really change much for me.
Now, obviously, Colorado has had a fairly good season by most people's expectations, similar to you guys. They're 9-3, and I think a lot of people were questioning if Deion Sanders could really get this program to the level that he talked about getting them to. But I kind of look at the two teams, speaking of CU and BYU, as two teams that have overachieved this season. But I don't think anybody inside either one of these programs, yourself included, would have said that you felt like you overachieved. Essentially, you accomplished what you set out to accomplish. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I think I would.
Now, when it comes to Colorado, I look at their defense, and you've watched a lot of film on them, so correct me if I'm wrong here. They seem very opportunistic, similar to BYU, where they maybe give up some yardage, but they will pick you off, they'll turn you over, and they'll set up their offense to cash in on those turnovers. What are you seeing from the Buffs on film?
Yeah, no, I think they definitely are opportunistic for sure, and I think they're kind of a prototypical NFL defense, very, very different from the college defenses that we've played all season long. You could definitely tell it's an NFL staff on defense just schematically. And, but dude, they play hard. They play those wide ends. They want to get after the passer, and those linebackers come downhill. They're run stoppers. And so, I think, I think they're definitely opportunistic, but I also think they're very consistent. Because their defense isn't overly complicated, but they're very good at it, and so it's they execute really well, and I think, especially for me, I think number 97, their nose guard, I think he's a really good player, and so it's going to be a good challenge for me, to be going up against him. But the things that jump out on tape is their consistency, right? You kind of know what you're going to get, even from a blitzing and pressure perspective. Obviously, they've had 3 weeks to prepare for us too. They'll have something new that they haven't shown yet, that we haven't seen on tape from them yet. That's what everybody does, when you have a little extra time to prepare. But for the most part, you kind of know what you're going to get, and they're just lining up and say, we're going to beat you man on man.
You talk about their defensive ends playing. I use the term wide nine. It's kind of the in vogue NFL term with those defensive ends way out on the edge there. Now, we do know Aaron Roderick said that neither Braden Keim or Isaiah Jota will be available to play in this game. And I'm sure it's a bit of a bummer for Isaiah, considering he was a Colorado Buffalo last season. Yeah. But when it comes to shuffling the lineup like you guys did against Houston, what's your confidence level with those defensive ends coming from that wide angle that whoever plays tackle, maybe a guy like Waylon Lapuaho reprises his role there at right tackle? What's your confidence level you guys will hold up under that pressure?
High. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do just fine.
You talk about number 97 in the middle of that defensive line. I look at them, speaking of Colorado, I think you have a very good comparison saying that they're an NFL defense. Do you look forward to having that on your resume tape when it comes to the NFL, saying, hey, this is very much an NFL-esque defense we went up against, and look how we did against it? Obviously, that's still to come, but when you start to have those conversations with NFL personnel, do you plan on a game like this being able to kind of put the tape in there and say, hey, look what I did against an NFL-style D?
Yeah, I think it will definitely help, as long as things go well. And, I think too, though, just, that's part of the reason, or a part of, with Travis Hunter and obviously all the hype around Shedeur Sanders too, to being two high draft picks. There's going to be a lot of GMs from the NFL at this game. And there's going to be scouts, at least, from every single team. Mm-hmm. And so, being able to go out there and perform well in this game obviously is important for me and my goals for this next year too. It's almost like people have described it to me, right? Because scouts are allowed to come to your practices for certain periods during the week and stuff. So it's like it's very much, Shrine Bowl, Reese's Bowl-esque, where there's going to be people evaluating you at everywhere you look, and then they're going to be loaded up at the game too. And so, you kind of just have to go and put your best foot forward and, obviously if I just can do my job to the best of my ability, then that's what's going to show up the best on tape anyways. So it works out.
Are you excited for this matchup being your final game in a BYU uniform, considering you talk about like kind of the media hoopla that will come with it? Are you excited to have a high profile matchup as your game that you're going to go out on?
Yeah, sure. Of course. And I think, I think the bigger deal is, we have a chance to get 11 wins.
Yeah.
I think only 4 or 5 teams at BYU have ever done that, and so we have a chance to, solidify ourselves as one of the best teams that's ever played at BYU with arguably the hardest schedule, and so, I think it's more that, like, at this point, is winning or losing the bowl game going to do a lot for our season now? No, our season's over whether we win or lose this game. It's not like we're in the playoff. And is it going to change a lot for guys' NFL prospects? Maybe not, but maybe it will. But the biggest thing, I think, is like it has a chance to have massive implications on setting up the team for success next season. Mm-hmm. And also just the legacy of this team and, the legacy that the seniors want to leave, because, obviously that matters to us. We want to be a team that fans and alumni can look back on and be proud of. And, and so I think all the other good things are going to come along with it. I think that's one of the more special things that going into this bowl game is that chance for that 11th win to kind of cement us in BYU history.
You talk about legacy. You may have already answered this question, but what legacy do you hope that you and guys like Tyler Batty, who has been around this program for 5-6 years at this point, what type of legacy do you guys hope that you guys have left in Provo?
Yeah, I remember you asked me this a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I remember what I said.
It can change. Why not? Let's go.
But yeah, no, just I think, and then maybe this is the same as what I said before. I can't remember, but I just I hope it's a legacy of resilience and determination and pushing through challenges because, we've had a lot of moments in the last 2.5 seasons where we could have thrown in the towel and not had anywhere near the success we've had this season. And we didn't do that. And, we were able to pull the team out from a really rough spot last year and kind of help lead the team through an off season to get back to where we wanted to be. And that's to, be competitive in the conference, compete for a conference championship. And, I feel like that's something that we can be proud of. And, I hope that that's, something that when people think back on, the 2023, 2024 teams, because very similar leadership, very different outcomes, and I think, it would be fun to have people look back on the 2024 team as just kind of a resilient, gritty team that had nothing going for them. Everyone thought they were going to suck, and we were able to push through that and block out all the noise and go and have a pretty successful season so far. Hopefully more successful here in the next few days.
Absolutely. All right. We will finish up this version of the latest edition with Connor Pay momentarily. Got a few more questions about Christmas on the road, a whole lot more. We'll delve into that momentarily right here on Locked On Cougars. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. Now, Game Time is here for you guys no matter what type of event you want to go out to. If you happen to be traveling to San Antonio this week for the Alamo Bowl, you don't have your tickets yet, Game Time can help you guys get those. But no matter if it's a sporting event, theater, comedy, music, they've got the tickets for you guys. They have a brand new feature called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets for your live events even easier. Filters out all the fluff to only show you incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time going through the thousands of other options out there with Game Time Picks. The best part is they have the best customer service policy in the ticketing industry. They include lowest price guarantees, event cancellation protection, even job loss protection. You lose your gig, they're not going to force you to fork out that money. They're going to take care of you guys and get you taken care of. So take this work out of buying your tickets and do do it with our friends at Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use the promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the promo code LOCKEDONCOLLEGE. That's Locked On College for $20 off. Download Game Time today. And as I like to say, what time is it? It's game time. Thank you once again for making Locked On Cougars your first view and or listen of the day. And as always, thank you to all of you who are Locked On Cougars Insider Group members. If you have not joined today, please do so. It's a 14-day free trial before you're charged anything. Get the inside scoop on all things BYU that I'm hearing, and feel free to join us today. The link is in the show notes, whether you're watching this on YouTube or getting it wherever you get your podcast. All right, final stanza with Jake Hatch and Connor Pay on this edition of Locked On Cougars. And Connor, you guys are going to spend Christmas in San Antonio. As I understand it, the bowl itinerary has you guys going to SeaWorld. How excited are you to spend time at SeaWorld on Christmas Day?
I mean, about as excited as I can be, I guess.
Your face is everything there, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like, I enjoyed SeaWorld as a kid. I haven't been in a long time, so I'm sure it'll be fun. But my idea of a Christmas celebration isn't exactly going and watching fish swim in tanks. But it's I think it's part of the bowl game.
Yeah. So
but my family's going to be there, which will be fun. So they're flying in on Christmas morning, and they did this the bowl game did this on purpose. SeaWorld is what we're doing, but there's also a lot of downtime on Christmas Day for the players, anticipating the fact that your families will be there for most guys, and so they did give us quite a bit of time to spend with family, which is nice.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, your brother, did he just barely get back from the not the Army All-American, it's like the Navy All-American game now, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the Army All-American game, but it's like whatever new name they call it. Same people, same structure. So yeah, my dad and my brother were in San Antonio this week. Or no, they were in Dallas. It was in Dallas.
Oh, it was in Dallas. Okay, so they were in Texas. Okay, I just wanted
they played at the Star.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so they changed it to the Star. You used to be at the Alamo Dome, right?
Yeah, because when I went to the Army All-American Combine thing, that was at the Alamo Dome.
Okay.
So I've been to the Alamo Dome before.
Okay.
So I don't know. Hopefully the turf is better now than it was back then.
You would hope so.
Because that was 7 years ago probably now. So hopefully it's improved. But the stadium itself is cool, and it holds a lot more people than you expect.
Yeah. Now, you talk about Christmas. Are you a guy who's a traditionalist? You like to have the white Christmas? Because I can tell you, San Antonio, with it being mid-70s all week, ain't gonna be much snow around.
I do prefer a white Christmas, yes.
All right.
But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, if there was a way to vote to have all the bowl games moved to before Christmas, would I vote for that? Absolutely.
Okay.
But because like you said, most of the bowl games I've been to have been on like the 22nd or the 23rd, and I thought that was a perfect schedule. End your season, be home with your family for Christmas. And it's like, because it's like, I'll be honest, like the break between our game against Houston and this bowl game was long. Like it's almost a full month.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's a long time to just still have to be practicing, but not playing a game. And so I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to be with the guys.
I should have asked this when we talked about your brother playing in that All-American game. What was the feedback? I know Cougar fans are very interested because your brother's a BYU commit and a signee. How did Austin perform?
From everything I've read and heard, he did really well. So he started at left tackle, so he earned the starting job in practice, which was good.
Yeah.
And from all the clips I saw, he was. I mean, pass protection's always been what he's elite at, and so he was just putting clamps on dudes in the pass game. Nobody got really close, and these were some of the better DNs in the country. So I was proud of him. And run game, he got beat a couple times in the run game, but for the most part, they were running left a lot. So it was cool to watch. He did a really good job.
Well, that's cool. I think Cougar fans are very excited for him.
Yeah, I don't know. We can ask him now what.
All right, there's the man. If you're watching on YouTube, Mr. Austin Bay.
Two things.
Okay.
The reaction to your mission call and how the All-American game went. How do you feel like you did?
Mission call, I was stunned. It was crazy. I don't know if I was expecting. I didn't really know what to expect. I was kind of fine with whoever, but Scotland, Ireland, that's pretty sick. I mean, it's a beautiful place. Speaking English, but I don't know if it's the English I understand. So we'll see. But
You'll have to ask Kime.
But no,
So this is where Braden Kime served.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. So it should be good.
Okay, so the other question, Austin, you were just at the All-American game. We heard you were the starting left tackle. How'd you feel you performed overall?
Well, overall, I felt like I did really well. Those are some really good players and no sacks, which is good. Run game was solid. Wish we could have got the win, but no, it was super fun to play with some really good players.
You lost?
You can't win them all, I suppose. But I will just say this, Austin. My dad served his mission in Dublin, Ireland, and when I told him you were going there, he said he's as jealous as anybody because he absolutely loved it in Ireland.
Yeah, everyone I've talked to said they loved it, so I'm getting really hyped up for it.
Well, hey, congratulations, sir, and hey, maybe we'll do this more down the road. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
See you.
Gotta love producing live on the air. Look at that. All right. Okay. So, Connor, I guess last couple of things here are as you get ready for this game, is the motivation of just the 11th win? Is that the supreme motivation in all of this for you guys?
Yeah. We want to win. We always want to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we came here to do. That's our job right now. It's our responsibility is to win.
Now, last thing for me is when it comes to Christmas, I guess I'm going to open the floor to you. Anything you'd like to pass along to Cougar Nation this time of year? I think a lot of us have a lot of different thoughts at this time of year, but what do you got for us?
Just my thoughts on the season of Christmas in general.
Sure, why not?
All right. Where's my soapbox I'm going to climb on?
Honestly, you're playing like a speech here? Are you prepared for us?
Yeah. I came ready. I have my notes. I have my talk right here.
Oh, look at this. All right.
I don't know what that is. I probably shouldn't have shown that. I just grabbed one of my dad's work papers. So probably shouldn't have shown that. But
some legal brief or something.
Yeah. It literally says summary of regulatory review. Oops.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Hopefully that was blurry. No, I think I love this time of year. I think in big picture, I think this is when people are focused the most, whether they view it this way or not, on acting like the Savior would. Mm-hmm. Right? Whether you call it the holiday spirit, the Christmas spirit, it really is just the light of Christ. That's all it is. And we've just put different labels on it because of our different cultures and our different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. But that's all it is. And it's amazing how happy people are this time of year because people are so focused on giving. I think because they had us, I don't know when they're going to put it out, but they had us record basically this, like a little Christmas message. Mm-hmm. The media team had us do the same thing. And I was thinking about what I was going to say for that. I was just like, man, just think about what it would be like if people acted like this year round. Think about what the world would be like. And, just having those Christ-like attributes at the forefront of our minds this time of year. And it's exciting to get fun with gifts and all this other stuff, lots of family time. But I think what people find the most joy in this time of year is giving and serving. That's what makes people truly happy. And that's why I love this time of year, because that's what makes me happy too. And Christmas gives me an excuse to do that, and I should be better about doing it year round. I just think about, man, if we could focus on that light of Christ that everybody has within them, that oftentimes we kind of just, whether intentionally or not, we kind of push it down with the distractions of the world or the circumstances of society, where if we could just focus on that, man, the world could be a pretty cool place. So I love this time of year because it shows what I think this shows. It's the best that humanity has to offer a lot of the time, and that's fun to watch.
Well, I'll just say amen to that. I think you absolutely nailed it, Connor. Well, really do appreciate everything you've done for us. Very grateful that you've been so gracious with your time here. I have a lot of people asking, like, well, is Connor going to keep doing this with you? TBD. So we'll see what happens. But best of luck in San Antonio this week. Enjoy Christmas. And we'll probably do at least one more episode to recap the bowl game next week at some point.
Sure.
As always, Connor, you're the man. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you. Yours.
Merry Christmas. And to those who are wondering that, as long as Jake will hire me, I'll keep doing it. So
hey,
if I'm not on, it's his fault, not mine.
You're going to be making a lot more money here pretty soon. So let's just
Jake, if I was doing this for the money, I would have never come on this in the first place.
I'm fully aware, but hey, you're going to be making NFL money soon enough. So
I can always make time for you, man.
You may be hiring me at some point. Let's just put it that way. All right. Well, Connor,
Merry Christmas.
Same to you. And, of course, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody out there in Cougar Nation. As always, thank you for all of your support. Hope you have a fantastic holiday. We will have an episode up coming up later this week with Locked on Buffs host Kevin Borb. Expected to talk to him, get a little more of an insight on what to expect from the Buffaloes in this bowl matchup. But as always, thank you for all your support. Thank you for making Locked on Cougars your first view and or listen of the day. And as always, thank you for being everydayers with us right here on the Locked on Cougars podcast.